into a crucible of fire. You've been tested under pressure and heat, and you have come out as pure titanium.
It was definitely mind-blowing.
Amazing experience.
I've never been anything like it.
It can wake you up and spark a fire.
Going full force ahead, following exactly what RJ said.
This is the kind of program you want to go to if you want to bring a business to the next level.
We want you to be a part of the titanium family. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a relatively impromptu live video here. We want to cover the release of BatchLeads 3.0. This has been long in the works. I personally, as well as some of the other top affiliates like Pace Morby, Brent Daniels, Jamil Damji, we've been working with Batch on some improvements that they can make on BatchLeads, things just to differentiate themselves. Also, how they can condense down some of the products, like bringing in batch-driven to BatchLeads. And I'm super excited to actually look at what the changes are, how functional it is. As you can see, as my title says, what's changed, how to use it, and do we like it? Because to be honest with you, I've been out in the field all day today. We've been at our projects, and I haven't even taken a look at it. And so I haven't seen it. I know the people at Batch, they did a video last week showing some of the top affiliates, the changes and whatnot. But we were busy with the Titanium Crucible, so I wasn't able to attend that. So what you're going to see right now live is my first look at this. Now, I do have a little bit of knowledge as far as the product goes, but I'm just as curious as most of you are. This is something that is going to be somewhat optional right now. If you are already a BatchLeads customer, you're on 2.0, you would have to make the choice manually to move over to 3.0. That would be just done by going to the billing and choosing which profile billing template you want for 3.0, and then your account would then be transferred over to the 3.0. You can choose to stay in the 2.0 if you want. I know personally for us, we are going to be moving over company-wide to BatchLeads 3.0 just for the SMS portion of it. It's going to be a lot more powerful for us. It's going to allow us to send more text messages out and just condense down the amount of accounts that we have. So I know a lot of you that follow me here on YouTube and on Facebook, you know that I'm big on SMS marketing, and I've been talking a lot about it lately over the past 6 to 9 months, where due to the carrier restrictions, we have had to have multiple accounts to be able to do the texting. And so this is going to eliminate that, where now we can do all of it inside of our one master account. So I'm excited to be able to show you guys what we got going on. Let me just verify a couple of things. We got my good buddy. My wife makes me buy houses, Mario Fernandez. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. All right, let me go ahead. You guys came here to see the product. Let me share my screen. Bring that up full screen. Get rid of this banner. So I am in an actual test batch account. I am transferring my account over tonight. So right now they've allowed me access to one of their test accounts. That's why it says batch account here. The dashboard, nothing changed. Everything's going to look the same, so we don't have to worry about any changes there. I want to show the difference here on our options on the left. List search is now going to be referred to as property search, but nothing else changed there. Okay, so we're good. properties now is called My List. Okay. Under My List, I do want to show if you were to click on a property. I do know this is one of the biggest changes that they've made. It's the click to dial. So I click on 2525 East Amelia. I can click on this phone number and I can call them right here from inside of the app. So if I wanted to, as long as I have speakers and a microphone that are working on my device, I could call this homeowner right here from inside of my batch leads. Okay. That's a huge change. I think it's powerful. It's something that I wish I had back in when I was doing the 50 deals in 50 states in 50 days challenge. It would have been extremely powerful for me. So that's a huge change. Outside of that, everything else is the same under the properties tab / now what they call My List. Okay. Skip trace, everything's the same. Campaigns is the same. Driving routes. Okay. They have now essentially brought in batch driven to batch leads. So now you can do virtual driving for dollars inside of batch leads. I think this is going to be extremely powerful for wholesalers and real estate investors that maybe, you're on a budget or in between while you're waiting on campaigns to respond to you or things along those lines. This gives you an opportunity to go do something. So let me show this real quick. My good friend Kip Stevens with the little tip. He says, what platform are you using? Because this was always the number one question that I got asked during the 50-50-50 batch leads. And it used to be you use promo code titanium. They got rid of the promo codes. So now you have to go to batchleads.io/titanium. Okay, so let's show this real quick. So let's say I have a specific address that I want to go to. So I'll type in 913 Country Club Lane. Shameless plug here. This is the country club that we just purchased. So here we are. That's Woodhaven Country Club. That's the bad boy that we own nowadays. That's our parking lot. Okay. So I want to buy houses in this neighborhood. I turn right around. What do I got here? I got 936 Country Club Lane. I can view the details. I can save it to my list. So if I saw this right here, virtually driving for dollars, and I said, I want to buy this, okay, I could virtually drive down this neighborhood and decide, hey, you know what? That property right there is distressed or it's in an area that I want to buy. Click on it, save it. I'm building out my list, virtually driving for dollars. I can view the details. I can see what's going on. I can see if there's distress indicators right here. I can see that back in 2016, they canceled an MLS listing. I get all the details right here, just like I normally would inside of batch leads, but I'm doing it by virtually driving for dollars. If I say start virtual driving, okay, it's actually going to keep track of my mileage and the route in which I took. Okay. So I'm walking up and down Country Club Lane. Okay. Now I want to go down Oakmont Lane. Okay. We own a couple properties in this street. I get right here. Hey, this house is ugly. This is a problem in my neighborhood. Okay. Boom. Save that. Okay. Right. Same thing we always do, right? We're going to name it Fort Worth, Texas acquisitions. And I'm going to have to build out new processes for this because what am I doing? I'm virtually driving for dollars right now. So maybe I say virtual $4 sign, okay? And then write out my date. and then I can tag this whatever I'd want to tag it. Now, see, I'm inside of someone else's. I don't like the way that they do their tags. I'd build out my own tags, whatever I'd want to tag that, and then I save it. Okay. Boom, saved it. Now I continue driving. Hey, you're ugly. Save that one as well, and I'm building out my list. Now I want to stop. Stop and save. Congrats, your drive is complete. I went 0.26 miles. Okay. One house, 1 minute, 36 seconds. Got it. And then I've got my list right here. I don't know, guys. I mean, I've not always been super big on driving for dollars, but I feel like this is a powerful tool. We're probably going to implement this here at Titanium. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have someone on my staff doing this 8 to 10 hours a day. There's no reason why we wouldn't be doing that. Okay. Angel says, hey, RJ, when you make a phone call directly from the batch system, do they charge the calls from your batch balance? That is a great question, Angel. I don't know the answer for that. Let me see if we uncover. Again, remember, a lot of this is new. Facebook user says no. I don't know which Facebook user it is. That might be somebody, no charge. That's probably someone from batch. Says click to dial here. It doesn't say anything. So I'm assuming this is someone from batch or someone knowledgeable about it. It's Janae. So there you go. No charge. How sick is that? Again, the changes that they've made were to make this the most powerful tool. It was already the most powerful tool. These are just, I mean, it's taking it to a whole nother level. Okay, so on the virtual driving for dollars, it shows my map here that I went. Obviously, we would want to go much further, but as we could back out, we would be able to see on the dates in which we virtually drove for dollars everywhere we wanted. So specifically for someone like me, okay, we bought this country club. We're buying land over here. We want to own as much of this area of Fort Worth as possible. So I'm going to have someone come in here and mine all these neighborhoods without us having to go around and actually drive these, virtually drive them, and then we could do click to dial right there. Okay. So this is a super powerful tool. And like I said, not something that we're currently doing inside of our business, but because of this change in BatchLeads 3.0, we will be implementing that in our business. That will become part of our marketing flow. Mario says, what's the caller ID for click to call? Janae, I'd love to hear your feedback on that. I'm going to assume it's going to be one of the phone numbers that you've purchased, but I don't know that. I'll wait on Janae to answer because I had that question as well, Mario. All right. So going back to the left side here, no changes on the inbox. Any changes on the reports? We got driving for dollars KPIs over here. So this is cool. Shows how many properties were added, how many virtual properties were added, total miles driven, time driven. That's cool that they've added these KPIs in here. They still have the direct mail report, SMS report, and import-export report. Yes, it'll be one of the phone numbers that you have on your account. Currently, call forwarding is not an option, will be soon. So right now, if you were to click to dial, they would not be able to call you back to that phone number, but it's going to be an option soon. So appreciate that feedback there, Janae. All right, so this is the biggest change, and this is what makes SMS so powerful, okay? You've got the workspaces and the team, okay? So as the admin, view it as you're the admin. You're sitting on top of all of the workspaces, okay? A workspace, depending upon where you sign up, and I'm just going to talk from the level of I'm at the highest level, which means I can have, I want to make sure I give you correct information here, 10 workspaces, and I can have 20 users per workspace. Okay, so let me share this. Amy's workspace. So as the admin, I create Amy's workspace and I assign it to Amy. I could assign that workspace to 20 different users. That workspace then can have a certain percentage of data that your account is allotted. And then it's also going to be able to send out 1,000 text messages a day. But each one of my workspaces would be able to do that. So for example, if each one of my workspaces can send out 1,000 text messages, instead of me having to have multiple accounts to now send out 5,000 text messages a day, I now just have 5 workspaces that can each send out 1,000 text messages. So we're still going to be compliant. We're not going to get red flagged or anything along the lines with SMS. And I can assign that to 5 different employees within my company. I can also assign them specific data, or I can work inside of their workspace and pull the data. So say, for example, if Josh, I want him to do a campaign in Cincinnati, Ohio, I would then do this. I would come up here. I would switch workspaces. I would select his workspace. I would go to his workspace. And now, because I'm there, I'm going to pull the list under his workspace. And then he can send out his 1,000 text messages. I can come back. I can then switch workspaces, go to Sarah's workspace, now pull the data that I want Sarah to be working. And now she can send 1,000 text messages per day. This is... honestly, it's genius. I remember having a conversation with Jesse months and months ago, and he asked me, he said, what would be one of the biggest things that we could change for Batch that would help you? And I said, it's just gotten to be an epic clusterfuck when it comes to SMS marketing with the multiple accounts, the multiple Twilio accounts, the multiple logins, where my debit card is stored. All of these different things are just, it's not set up for success. And they solved it. They came up with a great solution. The multiple workspaces now allows us to get back to the SMS marketing that we were doing back in 2020. So I absolutely love it. Couldn't agree anymore. Mark Boyd says that's sick. Now that was a major pivot. Absolutely. It was a major pivot. And I'm grateful to be able to showcase this and also be able to use the product. So let's see. What else do we have here? I want to show you guys the different prices that they have now. Okay. And again, if you are already a BatchLeads customer, you're kind of grandfathered in right now with Batch 2.0 unless you make the choice to change to Batch 3.0. Okay. The personal basic is $79 a month. What that essentially includes is the driving for dollars and the list pulling. It doesn't have any SMS in it. Okay. Now, that being said, for $79 a month to have the driving for dollars app and for having the list pulling, that is a hell of a value in comparison to all of the competitors. Okay. So I have to hand them on that. They won the game on that level. Okay. Then we want to go to the Personal Plus. This is 1 workspace, 3 users. This is where the SMS comes in. I want to compare the plans. Let me make it larger for you guys. Okay. So the amount of leads monthly. Okay. So these are the only 2 that are monthly, Personal Basic and Personal Plus, 10,000 or 15,000. So this is what PropStream gives you. Okay. value much better for batch in comparison to prop stream, like always. Okay. And then here we go up to 15,000 address storage. We're storing 100,000 on the personal basic, or we can store up to 500,000. Okay. We've got property profiles, owner investor profiles, comps, and comp calculator. I don't even know what a comp calculator is. I got to go search for that. Actually, let's stop. Property search. Let's do 725 Cary Lane. This is the house we own. Go here. Holy shit. What? That's us, baby. Zombie flipping. Comp calculator. I don't see it anywhere. Comparables and comp calculator. Maybe I'm just not sure what they're calling that. Maybe it's because I have to do this. I'm guessing it's something along the lines of what's happening over here. It's automatically telling us what our ARV is, telling us our average price per square foot and average price. I'm assuming that's what that is. Okay. Enough of the rabbit trail there. We've got skip tracing, the mobile app, okay? We get MLS data. We've got property details, cash investor search, okay? Household demographics. You don't get the mortgage rate and type filters, okay? You get that here on the higher level. Lead and list management. You don't get lead scoring. I will say I saw a video on the lead scoring. It's probably going to be something that we implement in the future. It's probably something that we'll eventually teach. I'll probably have a batch 3.0 masterclass coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and that might be something that I look into and develop a process around. Here's the thing, and I want to be clear about this because I've said this for a long time in regards to batch. Batch is a super powerful tool. Batch also is created and run by a bunch of nerdy geeks that don't necessarily do wholesaling and full-time real estate investing, okay? Love you, mean it. But just because it's there doesn't mean we have to use it unless you develop a process for your business around that tool. Then it can sometimes become shiny object syndrome. And so some of the things they've added here, we're going to look into and see if it's something that we want to use or not. For example, the list statuses and the lead scoring. I'm going to look into that and see if that's something that we want to add because I see where there could be value there. I also don't want to slow down the efficiency of my company for every bell and whistle that gets added inside of BatchLeads. Okay. Real quick. Mario says, so you have a limit of 1,000 SMS per workspace. That is correct. Workspace, not per user. Okay. So at the highest level, you can have 10 workspaces. Each workspace would have 1,000 texts that it can send out in a day. All right. Let's go back here. Lead scoring. And then we've got, of course, we can export the list stacking. Okay. We've got smart search coming soon. Okay, so that's going to be something new that they're going to be adding. A smart search is an intelligent, safe search, automatically alerting you which new properties are identified that meet your smart search criteria. Smart search status quickly shows when a property no longer meets your saved search criteria. Alerts are delivered daily, weekly, or monthly, both in-app and to your email. Okay, so a little bit of automation there on the list. I like it. Something that can be used. Okay, direct mail. Of course, we've got that across the board. Click to dial. Okay, so you're not going to get click to dial in the personal basic. You got to go to the personal plus. Okay, you don't get SMS. So again, remember the lowest level is the list and the virtual driving for dollars. That's essentially what you're getting there, okay? We get everything for batch driven, basically being built into batch leads here on each level. The additional in-app purchases, okay, skip tracing. Again, once you get into these higher team plans, that's where it's 10 cents. Okay, cost of direct mail, got it. So we're lacking some of the centralized billing, team management. That's because you don't have teams. So some of that's just common sense. All right. So I like everything there. Let's go up and let's talk about what these teams look like, okay? So Team Basic. This is where, like for us, we're going to be on Team Plus, $899 a month. But here's the deal. It's billed annually, okay? This is a big change that Batch made. I'm not going to lie. I custom fussed with them. But I see where they're coming from a business perspective. If you are at the point where you need 10 workspaces and you're going to have 20 users or up to 20 users per workspace, you should be in a position where if you're making the decision to use batch leads, then you should be okay with paying $10,000 a year to use it because it's a commitment. And what they want to see is people not coming in and out and changing it. They want to see people dedicated to using this like I am. I have no problem paying that because I have zero intentions of changing from using this program. It makes me millions of dollars a year. I plan on continuing doubling down on that. And it's a relatively low expense for the amount of revenue that I'm able to generate from that. Okay. Now, let's look at this. Team Basic. That will get you 5 workspaces and up to 10 users. And so what is that? That's like $7,000 a year. That's also billed annually. So this is where if you want to get outside of having multiple workspaces, that's where you have to go from paying monthly to being billed annually. Okay? So that's kind of the barrier to entry is, do you need this? Do you have a need in your company for multiple workspaces? If you do, then that's where you're gonna have to pay the piper. You're gonna have to pay them annually and suck it up and give them that money. So what does that do here? I mean, you're going to have an astronomical amount of address storage, monthly leads that you can include there. I'm kind of busting their chops a little bit. I want them to increase these numbers for us. I wanted them to be bigger. I think I can eventually get them to give us that. I mean, you're getting everything that they offer here on these. I don't think there's anything that's not included. Automated task assignment right here is the only thing I've seen. And then batch data API. What is that? Power your sales team products and services with on-demand access to any of. Okay. Got it. You're pretty much getting everything on either one of these levels. So the different, what am I saying? I'm trying to say something here. The differing points. I don't know. It's been a long day. I've been talking to the camera all day. The differing points here is 5 workspaces, 10 workspaces. How many people do you need? How many text messages do you want to be able to send out in a day? That's what I think the deciding factor needs to be for you. Deciding factor. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Regardless, I'm excited for the changes. Let's see what questions do you guys have. Is it one number per workspace? No. No, you're going to be able to get plenty of phone numbers. Yes, if you are currently a Batch Leads customer, okay, and you're using 2.0, you can stay at 2.0 right now. You don't have to convert over. If you want to convert over, and this is very important for you to understand, okay? Wait, hold on. it's one phone number per workspace. Maybe I'm not understanding, because I was assuming that when you click the dial, it's coming from one of the phone numbers that you're using to send out SMS. So are you buying a phone number for the workspace, and that's just kind of the phone number that you use to click the dial? Okay, well, I'll wait on that. It's coming for free with the workspace. So when you have a workspace, you have a phone number, and that is the phone number that you use for the click to dial. But for SMS, you would have however many phone numbers you need for your campaigns. Got it. Okay, on the changing your plan, okay? If you are already using SMS, if you go to BatchLeads 3.0 and you choose personal basic, you're essentially opting out of being able to do SMS because it's not included. So if you're changing to BatchLeads 3.0, you have to at least be on Personal Plus, which is $239 a month. Just want to make sure that was clear. I don't want anybody to accidentally go to the Personal Basic and then be upset because they don't have an SMS feature. Okay. Not related at all to today's video, but I use Integria for my VAs. Hopefully that helped you out there. All right. So what other questions do you guys have about BatchLeads 3.0? I wanted to come in here and just showcase the product. As you guys know, I've been using Batch for going on almost 3 years now exclusively. Listen, BatchLeads has changed my life. It's changed our company. It's, like I said, it's the most powerful tool out there in all of real estate investing. It's funny because the moment that I found out when we got our TV show that we got a trade out manager, and what a trade out manager is someone that will essentially get me free shit because I'm on TV. They said, is there any companies out there that you use regularly that you would want to feature on the show? Batch was the number one company. Before anything else, I said, absolutely. Where we get our properties, we get them through Batch and we get them through Speed to Lead. Those are the first two companies I need you to call. And this is the reason why. We can sit here. I can essentially do everything that I need to do for my business inside of this system. I showed you what changed. I'm going to figure out how to use some of it. Do I like it? Yeah, I love it. And I don't like change. For anyone that knows me, listen, I am a person of habit. I don't like change that much. I literally have like an allergic reaction to it. But I like the fact that it's not so harsh that it's almost difficult for me to even recognize the fact that I'm inside of BatchLeads, because that's not the case here. It very much still looks like BatchLeads, functions. The only thing that changed here is I've got some fancy new buttons to figure out new processes, and that's just fun. That's fun for me to be able to figure out. So if you guys don't have any questions about BatchLeads 3.0, I'm going to end this. But I just wanted to showcase the changes, bring it to your attention, and hopefully enlighten you to be inspired to go make the change to BatchLeads 3.0. We'll be starting tomorrow. Hopefully this video was informative to you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been putting out as much content as frequently as I'd like to. We're going to try to get back in the swing of things with the changes, with the purchase of Woodhaven and us doing the TV show. It's just been a little bit of change to my daily schedule. And like I said, I'm a little bit adverse to change. So When will you do another masterclass on the new version? I'm going to say probably in the next couple of weeks. It'll probably, you'll probably hear me announce it sooner than that. But I would assume here in the next 2 to 3 weeks is when you'll see me do a masterclass on it. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for attending this, even though it was on short notice. And like I said, look forward to getting some more content out there regularly for you guys. All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you.